For better management.
Better management.
To provide a summary at the end.
Provide a summary. Yes, recapitulation. I love these ideas. Can you tell me, Najwa, what do you think about this?
I agree with everything you have said, guys. But we have the first reason to avoid any mess. Now imagine this is a conference room and you are the audience. Everybody's just talking to everybody. There is a total mess and noise everywhere. And Asma, Maryam, Aman, and I, as presenters, I want to go first. I want to present my work because I don't have time. But also Maryam wants to present. Also Asma Johnson wants to be first. It's gonna be a total mess. And that's why we want a hero or
The moderator.
yes, a moderator to organize all that. The next reason is to make sure presenters are being listened to. Now, you don't want to really get there. You don't want to really listen to you. It's very humiliating and very unprofessional. The next reason is you need to make sure there is a lot of takeaways, a lot of content, a lot of value for your audience, because at the end you serve the audience, okay? Because attending a conference doesn't mean that you just, for the sake of attending, you just go there, you just enjoy the food, even though there's delicious food there, but anyway. Okay, so you come there to learn, to take something new with you. You are a facilitator. Your main goal is to guide the event, the entire event smoothly. And you take charge and you lead the meeting. Okay? Next, you are the audience champion. As I said, you should serve the audience. You need to make sure their needs are met at the end of the day. And you are a timekeeper. Now pay attention, this doesn't mean that you won't be able to take your eyes off of your watch just like this all the time. No, but you need to, the only thing you need to do is to set the timer or to record the time taken for each presentation. Alright? And thank the presenters for presenting their research and their work. If you go quickly, very, very quickly, over the main highlights that you were taking note of and that were discussed during your presentations. And then you open room for discussions or for questions.
Sorry, Najwa, can I cut you off?
Yes.
Concerning the highlights. Now, if you write so much information in your book, and maybe sometimes you get it wrong, you should be really careful with that, because when the presenter is presenting, you need to put, their words, so that when you're recapitulating, you don't go at a wrong point or say something wrong, because they would cut you off and tell you, no, this is not what I meant. And they start talking and you don't have time for that. Okay,
exactly, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so after that, you take only few questions from the audience, and that depends on time. And if you still have time, and questions are still going. Exactly, one of the audience wants to ask the question, there is no harm in this. You just give them, tell them to tell their questions. Make sure speakers understood the questions. For example, if Selma asked the presenter a question, and then the speaker didn't really get it, so I will ask her to paraphrase it, or maybe I will say it in different words, okay? And thank the audience for their contributions and interaction. There is during, and there is after. So when it comes to before the presentation, what you're gonna do is that you check for hard to pronounce words. As I mentioned earlier, their names, their titles, and all that. And also, you need to check whether their presentations are set. If, for example, they need to edit something or add something to their presentations, just for the sake of not wasting time, engage in it, okay? Also, you check whether mics, projectors are working. You give technical support. And quiet the room. This is a very important thing. You need to quiet the room, and you need to tell them to quiet their phones. Okay? I want you to quickly just pretend that you are talking to each other, making some noise, and I will show you how to do it.
Yes.
Okay, so good morning everyone. Can I have your attention please? Okay, so welcome to a conference, whatever, session, whatever. So, and then you're gonna tell them or you're gonna ask them to quiet their phones, okay?
I had something to add.
Yes.
Once I saw moderator, and really the whole room was it was super noisy. And he didn't say anything. He just stood there.
Yeah.
And then we were whoa, why is he just standing there? We didn't get it. And then and he was like, okay, now let's begin.
Oh, nice. This is nice. Okay, then you need to introduce yourself. You need to introduce the speakers' names, their bio. Short, it's preferable that it's going to be like just a short bio. In affiliation, like the institutions or something they belong to, and the title of their presentations. And another important thing, you have to remind the speakers of how much time they have. And please, in this, make emphasis on your voice. Please, I would like to remind you that you have 15 minutes or that you have 20 minutes. No more than that, okay? And remind the audience to hold their questions till the end.